What are thoughts? Why am I having them? Why are some of them so intrusive? Why can they sometimes never stop? Why do I have these really weird, twisted thoughts or really dark, violent thoughts? Is this normal? Am I crazy? We're going to answer all that today when we talk about thoughts. But first, my name's Jim.
My name's Ennis.
Welcome to Inner Solutions. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to talk about thoughts. And I want to start by saying, if you have dark thoughts, if you had weird sexual thoughts, if you have incestual thoughts, anything, these are totally normal. Totally normal. We're differentiating thoughts from urges here, but we want to talk about what are thoughts, why can they be so overwhelming, and why sometimes can you not turn them off when you start to think about them.
So the first thing to remember is you are not your thoughts. That voice in your mind, it may sound like your voice, but there's a big difference from the thoughts that you're having and you, the reality of you. So to understand this, keep in mind that your body does all sorts of stuff every moment to keep you going. It pumps your heart, it makes you breathe, it generates saliva in your mouth, and of course, it generates thoughts in your mind. These thoughts are kind of like little scenarios, little pop-ups, like when you're on an internet that's not very connected and it's not very safe and there's all sorts of pop-ups happening. This is the nature of the mind. You are not creating these thoughts. You are not choosing to have them. They're just happening. So sometimes when you're in a situation, you're going through life, your mind will generate best case scenario thoughts, worst case scenario thoughts, thoughts that are taboo, thoughts that maybe feel bad, and they're all kind of happening and popping up all at once.
Yeah, I think a useful analogy is to, instead of looking at yourself as one singular thing, think about yourself as a full system, a city, all these different systems running at the same time, all different kinds of feedback. You've got a history that have formed different thought patterns and left different physical signatures on your body. And this is where a lot of those thoughts come from. But in a city, in a system, in a corporation, you have many different moving parts. And the way that your thoughts manifest are directly correlated to these kind of thought patterns and parts of you that have formed. Some of them have different motivations, some of them have different inspirations. You can see this, like Ennis was talking about, when you have two differentiating opinions, two conflicting opinions about one thing. Maybe you're thinking about ordering a piece of chocolate cake, okay? But one part of you that is more worried about being in shape says, no, we shouldn't have that cake, it's gonna X out this goal. The other part of you that wants that kind of dopamine rush, that wants that sugar, wants to enjoy life, says, the hell with it, just have it, you'll enjoy it. This is a small representation of what is happening thousands and thousands of times throughout the day in your body, in your system, and throwing these thoughts that can be conflicting or be sick or can be weird all over the place. So the main key in what Ennis is trying to say too is don't judge them, don't identify with them, just let them pass, notice them. Notice what is happening, notice your reaction to them. You're stopping a feedback loop here, and this is particularly the key to transforming yourself through anxiety and feeling more freedom and peace, is you make peace with, I have these thoughts, I have these parts of me that are throwing things forward and ideas and different information, and I get more curious about, well, where is this coming from? How can I help this? How can I understand this more deeply? And then how can I help whatever part of me is throwing this thought forward feel like it doesn't need to do that anymore?
Exactly. Thoughts are just something that happens from all these systems interacting with each other. Another analogy that might help is, imagine you're the boss of a big company, and every moment there's a different department that needs to send you some message. A lot of these messages are just random. They don't really need to be dealt with right away, and most of the time they're just totally chaotic. Now, if we focus on one of them and decide that that's important and we believe that thought, it can actually generate emotions in our body. But if you don't believe the thought, it has no emotional effect. So one way that you can move through life is, instead of believing and grasping onto every single thought and pushing away all the ones that you don't want, you kind of just let them pass, as Jim was saying. They're like clouds that are passing in the sky of your awareness. That's a really hippy-dippy term, but it really is vitally accurate. You are basically this open, empty, sky-like awareness, and the thoughts are just kind of passing by. And as they pass by, if you don't believe them, if you don't grasp onto them, they don't create any emotional residue. So in other videos, we're going to talk about how this can extend into overthinking and panic attacks and anxiety and depression and the whole realm of mental health and how it relates to thoughts. But for now, just remember, you are not your thoughts, and there is a way to let them pass so that they don't create any stress in your life.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please click the like button. Please subscribe to our channel if you're interested. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment below and we'll check the comments and answer any questions you might have. From Ennis, this is Jim. Thank you very much here at Inner Solutions. You got this, and if you need help, just reach out.